All right, before we dive into this video, I'm gonna prank my wife by hanging my 10-foot alligator hide that I just got back from the tannery above the bed, and we're gonna film her reaction when she gets home. This 10-foot alligator I shot with my buddy Roman Atwood and Tyler Robeson in Lake Okeechobee, Florida about last year, and we got it back. We're gonna get this thing made into some boots and wallets and maybe even a purse for Caroline. Look at that, you can actually see the hole where we shot it in the head. But we gotta take this artwork down and get this thing up above the bed. Don't mind the stains. Okay, this is actually hilarious. Now this is the good leather right here, the armpit.
Oh, I thought you just meant in general. I was like,
oh, look at my wall. Cooked. Perfect, right into a stud. Hits a water line. Oh, dude, this is perfect. My wall is absolutely cooked though. Another stud, dude. How come I can't hit studs when I'm hanging a TV, but I'm hanging a gator tail on the wall? I think she's gonna love it.
I think so.
Well, the wall's definitely screwed up, so I guess this is a good time to do an accent wall or something. You think Caroline's gonna like this?
Hi.
You're on camera.
I'm
I think she's gonna be so stoked about it. Honey, look at how pretty this is.
Oh no.
I think it's so cute.
Oh no.
It's kind of like, what would they call it? Refreshing?
Yeah, it's
Aesthetically pleasing.
yeah. The black really offsets the white comforter.
Yeah, and it's just peaceful. What's the feng shui? A lot of feng shui.
Don't tell her. We're gonna surprise her when she comes back from her walk. Okay, I've got Caroline's location on my phone and she's out for a walk with her family right now. And it looks like they're gonna be back in about 10 minutes. So we're gonna go in the garage and keep organizing that. And then as soon as she gets here, we'll run in, set up the camera and get a reaction. I think it came out pretty good. I think we should leave it.
Oh my! Take that thing down. I like Parker Mitchell. Literally, I'm gonna have to move. Take that thing down. Seriously.
You don't like it? I think it's so subtle and cute.
It is so bad. Literally, get
Are
that
you for
down.
real though? You gotta pull that down.
No, I actually cannot. I can't sleep with that.
I think it's cute.
No.
It kind of offsets the colors of our room.
I could never sleep with that up there. Wait, there was this gorgeous piece up there.
Gator looks better. We'll leave it to the people to decide. Today we're gonna find out if just 2 of these Mercury Verado V10s can get this 42-foot boat up on plane that weighs almost 20,000 pounds full of fuel and people. Let's hit the water. So we are on our 2017 42-foot Yellowfin that has triple 400 V10 Mercury Verados that I recently repowered to about a year ago from the Yamahas. The reason why I did that is because they're more fuel efficient, you get better acceleration and top end speed. It's great for resale on the boat and they also look a lot cooler. So in today's video, I'm gonna be illustrating to you how you can plane out on this 42-foot boat that weighs almost 20,000 pounds fully loaded down on just 2 engines. Currently, this boat sits about 15,000 pounds completely dry, but we've got 430 gallons on board, which is about 3,400 pounds worth of fuel. We've got 7 people and gear. So we're heavy, right? We're pushing close to 20,000 pounds. On this first trial, what we're gonna do is we're gonna hammer down with all 3 engines trimmed completely down. And I'm gonna start a stopwatch so that we can see how long it takes us to get from 0 to 40 miles an hour in that configuration. On our second attempt, we're gonna be doing it with 2 engines in, one of them trimmed all the way up and off, and see how long it takes us to get from 0 to 40 miles an hour. Currently, we're idling at about 4 knots. We're gonna be going from 0 to 40 with all 3 engines in the boat. Let's hammer down. We're gonna start our stopwatch and get it. there's 40. So about 23 seconds from 0 to 40 knots with all 3 engines. All right, so on the second attempt, we're gonna be trying it with just 2 engines, with one of them trimmed all the way up to see if 1, we can even get up on plane, but 2, how long it's gonna take us to get from 0 to 40 knots. Let's hit it. I'm gonna shut off my starboard engine. All right, is everybody ready? Yeah. Oh, we got a lot of boat traffic here. Jet skis, man, they're like the cockroaches of the intercoastal. And if Adam, you're watching this, we saw you out there. Look at how close they are. Like literally splashing us. Unbelievable, dude. That's why I hate jet skiers, especially if you're coming up behind them, because they'll make erratic moves, even stop, turn, and cut you off, and it takes a long time for a boat like this to slow down and get out of the way. All right, so remember, this boat weighs 15,000 pounds. We've got 3,400 pounds of fuel on board, 7 people, and gear, coolers, everything. Let's see if this thing can get up on plane. Starting, going. Come on. She's going. We're hammered down, and we're already at 23 knots. I think that's pretty good. There's 30. I don't think we're gonna make 40. Maybe I'll put some trim in it. Yeah. All right, so it took us 56 seconds to get from 4 knots all the way up to 35 knots on just 2 engines with this 20,000 pound boat. I think that was pretty good. Everyone's always asking how efficient these Mercury Verado V10s are. So let's see what kind of fuel economy we can get just cruising at about 30 knots. Here come the roaches. Isn't that nice? Literally sprayed the bow. Roaches, man. So on this metric, we're gonna be cruising at about 30 knots and getting up on plane, which is a comfortable speed for the intercoastal. And then we're gonna be looking at our gallons per hour combined between the 3 engines. But as you can see, I've got probably a couple hundred hours on these engines. We still make great oil pressure, coolant temps, coolant pressure, everything's been perfect. I had one issue with the starter when I first did the engine swap, but other than that, these engines have been flawless. But they've also been properly maintained. And we're burning roughly 45 gallons per hour, which is probably around the 0.8, 0.7 miles per gallon range. But when you have a boat this size, it's 20,000 pounds fully loaded down, fuel really doesn't matter. You're burning what you're burning. You're just out there to have a fun day. Gotta watch out for those roaches. Well, we just cruised about 7 miles north to Big Pass, which is on the north side of Siesta Key. We're anchored up here at a sandbar to let some of our family that's in town from Kansas City swim and enjoy the water, have a couple drinks, let our baby take a nap, and just enjoy this beautiful Saturday in Florida.
We don't know where we're going, we just want to get going. We don't know where we're going, we just want to get going. We don't care where we're going, we just want to get going. We don't care.
All right, so fun day out on the boat with the family. We were able to get up on plane with just 2 engines, which is super cool. And I've seen people in the comments beating me up saying, why do you have 4 engines? Why do you have 3 engines? Well, now you see If you lose one or go down one, whether it be because you're out of fuel or a maintenance or issue with the engine, you can still get up on plane and make it home in a decent time instead of having to idle all the way home. So that's what I think is really impressive about this whole design and this engine combo on this boat that makes it really unique. Now that we got Tifu's wrap done, he needs control arms and brakes bad. So we're gonna pull Copycat out. We're gonna get his car in the garage and get wrenching on this thing so that he's got a safe, solid whip to drive down the road. Dude, check that wrap out. That thing looks sick. All right, dude, get that piece of shit in here. If you guys don't know, nobody has more problems with their car than Chance does. Hit the Hellcat, I swear. That's good. What do you think, dude? You ready to crank this shit out? Let's go, brother. What do you got? Show me the goods. Show me the goods. Don't put it on the wrap. Yo, open that up. Let me see that. Let me see that. Ooh, got the drilled units, dude. Let's go. Dang, those are beefy. How thick are those? Oh, that's 2 discs. Yeah. All right, let's get this stuff unpacked and get to working. Dude, if you ever put your lug nuts on, definitely over torque these units. Yeah, I got an impact laying right next to me. My son is sleeping right on the other side of that wall. Dude, these suckers are tight. That's crazy. Really put these on with super glue? Hopefully I don't screw up the new wrap with this. Bro, what? Damn. That's crazy. These are on way too tight. It says they're only supposed to be about 90 foot-pounds, but these are over 200.
That means you're strong.
No, it means you'll weigh 200 pounds. All right, guys, so the plan is we're gonna replace the rotors, we're gonna replace the brake pads, but we're also gonna be replacing these 2 upper control arms. Right here, these bushings have been breaking down over the course of 90,000 miles, and Tifu's been tweaking about it, bro. He's like, my car drives like shit. Time to tear this thing apart and get some fresh parts on this thing. That thing's cooked, dude. Look how much more it's worn down on this outer blade than the inner. You said your brakes are pretty shaky when you get on them?
Yeah.
Let's get you some fresh ones on there. But while this is off, let's go ahead and replace these control arms right here. Which we can do, hopefully. Dude, these almost look fake. All day.
Yeah, they do.
It's like some shit you'd put on your car in Forza. Wait, where's that little, did it come with a little screw? Or did I lose that thing? It holds it on? Probably sitting on it. As you can see, I work really organized.
One eternity later.
You having fun?
No, dude. I hate your car, and I will never buy an Audi after this. How long have we been at this? Like 3 hours for a brake change? Granted, you and I have never done this before, but dude, we're getting you a track hawk when we hit a milli subs, and you're getting rid of this piece of shit. This is what happens when you modify your cars for more horsepower and disregard proper maintenance. Classic example right here. Well, note to self, I'll never buy an Audi, although we did get the job done today. Here's the control arms that Chance was absolutely geeking about. You can see this cracking right here. Now, we only did the uppers. The lowers looked like an absolute nightmare, and I was already pissed off enough at this thing. So we did the brakes, we did the upper control arms, and now those lowers can just sit in your trunk for the next year, because I know you'll never get it done. You'll just complain about it. Well, let's get this Audi out of here. the last Audi that'll ever be in this garage. Let's get the copycat back in so David and I can roll on that. We've got something really cool at the office which we're gonna show you guys, which is something that we can actually do for you if you're interested in, and it's called a smile mock-up. And what this does is we can actually 3D print some teeth that are gonna snap on without even having to prepare or drill down any teeth. It's called no prep veneers. And so I'm gonna show you what this entails on my wife, Caroline. So the first step is gonna be getting some photographs, some 3D scans of her teeth. I'm gonna design them, 3D print them, and then we're gonna be able to try them on and see what it looks like. Now, Caroline already has really pretty teeth. Go ahead and show them. When we first met, they were kind of, you know.
That's a lie. They were like this.
Well, you know, but if she's gonna marry a dentist, she's gotta have nice teeth,
There actually
right?
was one little chip.
There's a couple chips, yeah, but they look a lot better now. But the bonding that we did on her teeth doesn't last as long. You know, maybe 5 to 10 years. You can actually see, and I'll show you in a picture up close. It looked open just slightly. Like right here, there's some bonding I did a long time ago here and here, like these couple teeth to kind of even them out. But eventually this is gonna chip off. And so we're gonna explore options now to kind of see what a smile would look like on her. Do you know how many teeth you wanna do? I was thinking from like here all the way to the other side, like 10 of them.
Oh, like starting here?
Yeah, all right, let's get some photographs. Any cavities in there? Huh, bite down, just popcorn. Okay, bite down. Okay, tilt your head a little bit to the left. Looks, okay, straight at me. Put your chin up for me just a little bit. Your chin, just your chin. Bite down. Chin down just a little bit. Without moving, take them out. Smile big. All right, now that we have our photographs, let's go ahead and get our 3D scans of your teeth, and then we can start the design process, or do the mock-up process. So let me grab one of the gals and they'll get you scanned up. So what's really cool about this machine is we're taking a 3D image of her teeth, top and bottom. And this is a really useful tool used for everybody as far as mocking up their smile, for making night guards, for making retainers, even something that like a denture that would come in and out, or even teeth that screw into implants. That all starts here with the scanner. And that way I can take this data and put it into my CAD program to design everything. So basically I'm gonna take your scans, we're gonna put it on the computer, design your smile, then we'll 3D print it. Pretty
That's
cool.
amazing.
But look at this.
Is that color, right? All that yellow I have?
Yeah.
Ew!
Sure
You're
is.
exposing me.
Yep. That's all calculus. And so this is where you're not cleaning your teeth. Can't believe I kissed that.
Is that from popcorn?
That is from popcorn.
Yeah. Wait, that's so gross. I
Yeah.
don't want people to think I'm gross.
Exposed.
They don't know what they're looking at.
No, don't leave that in.
Oh, okay. So they're kind of yellow back there, or is
Yeah.
That could be staining.
It's very normal.
Common.
Yeah. Your teeth are actually pretty good.
Yeah, they're really good.
You're a good candidate for no prep veneers. But a no prep veneer basically means you don't have to drill the tooth before you put the veneer on, and that's what this mock-up is about. Now if we want to take it to the next step and actually do veneers, then trimming a little bit of tooth is probably necessary so that you don't see any of the original tooth underneath the veneer. It's a little bit complicated, and yeah, you don't want to drill on your natural teeth, but beauty is pain, and you got to compromise a little bit in order to get a perfect smile. So we're going to see how it looks before we do anything.
with my temps, or if we move forward, are they just going to be wider, like whiter, not
Yeah, so the
wider,
mock-up-
or will they be longer too, bigger?
Well, that's what's really cool about this is we can adjust it to however we want. So if you want some, I think it'd be important to do some that are a little bit longer, but I want to get these scans on the pictures that we just took on your face because there's some measurements that I'll take, and that'll determine if, you know, longer is going to look better or wider. So
So you
we'll kind of
can't
measure.
make them whiter, wider, longer.
You can do whatever you want, yeah. Now the temps, the mock-up, the temps that you're going to have are going to be really, really white just because that's the material we have. We kind of have white or sort of yellow, and I'd rather do white. That's what we did for Sam, and that looked really pretty.
Yeah. Okay.
So, but that's not going to be the final color. The final color, you know, you'd probably go to the lab. They'd match it to your eyes. So, what's When we match tooth color, I try to match it to the white of the eye, because if it looks more yellow than that, the teeth look yellow. If they look more white than the color of your eye, then it's almost too white and fake. But some people like that, and especially if you're going and paying a lot of money for veneers, they want that really white, bright smile. But I think that there's a good balance. So I think there's a couple areas to improve just looking at this. You've already had ortho, so you're in a good spot, but maybe making this canine a little bit longer so that it matches the left side. You know, like you could draw a line straight across, and this one sits a little bit lower, so we might bring that one up into the gum a little bit more. Smile for me. You really don't see, you see it a little bit in your smile, so might make it more even. Maybe some of the back here on these back teeth will make those gums a little bit higher too. So this is kind of a really cool way to visualize like what your smile would look like. This is before. Well, obviously the color's not right.
I know.
But do you want them longer or taller than that even?
I mean,
You don't really know, right?
I honestly, I don't know, and I don't like want to let myself go overboard. Then it looks like, you know.
Well, what's cool about it is we can try different things in. So I say we start with this, and then we'll go from there, okay? If you want to go wider, then we'll go wider on the next set. That's what's cool about 3D design in CAD. You can make these little changes, and it's super easy to try in new teeth without having to start completely over. Notice how like these are more straight across versus before, like this one sits lower, then these are all kind of the same height. You even have like a little indentation on your front tooth there. Do you see that?
Yeah.
Even if, like, it's better if you look at it from this angle. Look at that.
Oof.
Yeah. So Caroline's teeth just came off the printer. I rinsed them down with some alcohol, and we're gonna try these in, but look at how thin they are. You can almost see through them. 300 microns. Pretty cool. So I'm gonna get these sprues cut off, smooth them down, and then we're gonna try them in her mouth and see what she thinks. I was looking back at her design as these were printing, and there's a couple things I'd want to change, but just for fun, we're gonna show you what these would look like on her. So you're gonna taste really funky, okay?
Okay.
Whoa, that's actually really cool.
Okay.
I think you're gonna like it. I'm a little worried to show you. Mommy makeover. I'm a mom.
Whoa. You look so much better.
That's really cool, isn't that? Dang, girl.
Those look nice.
I think they're a little too far forward. Like, I'd want to push them back a little bit.
They look really pretty.
Dang. I'm jealous. It's actually really freaking cool.
You could have them too, right?
I'm a mom. I don't know why that's so funny. It's so stupid.